Corey, Sam Emilis not practicing today. What's his status?
Yeah, he's dealing with a little bit of a lower body injury that from the game. So slow to go. Obviously, we took it light today. A couple guys I think really appreciated that. And we're on a short week, so we'll see how it goes. I don't want to promise anything, but I'm never going to say impossible. But right now, we'll see. Tomorrow will probably be a better idea of what it looks like for him. But lower body.
The faith in Joe Robustelli if he ends up going with the Stars. That's who he's running with today.
Joe Ro. I mean, every other week it's about a different receiver. It's the same answer. Like we have a deep room, and he had a heck of a preseason, and he flashes every day at practice here for us. So, if he's the one that has to go out there and make plays, we have faith that he can do that, man, and at a high speed. So. His opportunity will come at some point, and he's been waiting patiently. It's just what are you going to do with it? And, I know the kid, he'll be ready to go.
How much of a luxury is it to have an all-star spell off an all-star at running back?
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. But, that was kind of the whole, thought process of, if it was something that we, could look at and bring in Kadeem in and just how things shook out is how they shook out. He came in humbly on the PR, so we'll see how it goes as we move forward. But definitely having two of those guys in the same backfield is it's a luxury.
Can you find a way to keep them on every week?
You can, but we'll always look at the totality of the roster, and what we need to accomplish. But certainly, we put it out there, and we dabbled with it a little bit last year as well with two American backs back there. It's possible. It's just, it's something you got to sacrifice somewhere else. So it's really just week to week.
Right. Mentally, physically, did you see a sort of a bounce back mood and performance from Brett today, whether it was his demeanor or his kicks?
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Like, I love he's still around here smiling, and guys are joking with him, and sure enough, we came out here and he was already banging field goals. So we just know how he's going to respond, and that's just kind of his order of operation anyway. But happy we can get out here and he can get some kicks in. Yeah, man, that's Brett. That's our guy.
Did you damage your rotator cuff throwing that challenge flag, or what's
the deal there? Yeah, Tommy John surgery's tomorrow. Yeah, no, it was quite the heave. Didn't go far enough, evidently. So I had to get a little bit of cardio. I'm sweating now just thinking about it. But yeah, it's tough. Obviously, same sideline, but I guess it was for naught anyway. So
Daniel Johnson to step in as a first-year starter at left tackle and do what he's done. Do what he did. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, incredible. Like I said during camp, he was, I thought, far and away made the biggest jump from last year to this year, and he got a little bit of a taste of it the prior week after Peyton went down, and then getting a full week of practice and heading into a game, against some guys who've played at the position in the league for a while. He did an excellent job. Not shocked. Again, we felt really good about our depth and versatility in the offensive line room.
Piggybacking off that, I mean, in week one you also have a rookie offensive left tackle. What does that say about not only your depth but about Edwin Harris, and that those players are able to step in and line's able to perform as it has?
Yeah, we don't even address him as Ed. We call him Coach of the Year. We just got Coy. That's all. That's how we refer to him. So he's coming in last year at his first year coaching that position, having his own room, and obviously the things that he had to deal with as far as injuries concerned, and how that offensive line still, I thought, played throughout last year, and then certainly rolling into this year with young bucks. So being able to develop, identify, shout out to our scout department as well. But developing guys and pushing them to really, there can't be a drop off. Like, that's just the expectation, and they work their tail off and understanding that, and they work so well together too. You know what I mean? So it's a cohesive unit.
Haba Baldonado graded out as one of the top defensive linemen in the Canadian Football League last week. What is he doing that's making him so successful?
Honestly, Haba's. I've been getting a few texts from other coaches and players around the league, saying, who's 95. He's starting to develop a little bit of reputation for himself. He's an excellent pass rusher, and he's strong. He's fast. He's got good hands. He's a little crazy, which you want. So he's. I think this is going to be a big year for him. He certainly showed flashes. He was a baller in high school. He was a baller at Pitt, and I think it's just kind of trending that way here too.
Brett Lawther just a few moments ago wanted to apologize to the team, to the fans, to the organization. What does that say about him, and what's your reaction to that? Did he need to?
Yeah, he's just a good Canadian guy. We're going to say sorry for everything, even if we do something good. There's no need for that. It was. We understand what it is. People are going to make mistakes. Nobody plays a perfect game. There's no need. There's calls that I call and we get banged on for a touchdown and puts us in a tough, it happens. So bounce back or bounce backwards, and he's a bounce back kind of guy.
Despite that frantic challenge, you guys seem a lot calmer on the sidelines, you and the coaching staff. Do you feel that way? Is that something that we're noticing that's wrong, or is it true?
I don't know. I think so. I just think we don't have a live Mike from Mueller in the box. But other than that, I guess so. I guess. To be honest, I'm not really paying attention, to the other coaches. I know Bell's a high antic kind of guy, but maybe just a little bit more comfort. But sometimes if you are a high energy guy, then be that. So we don't have any. We want everybody to be themselves. Naturally, I'm pretty just focused on chewing my gum, and that's.
In the off season, though, you worked on some scenarios.
No
Do you
doubt.
feel calmer now because of that? Or are you better coaches now?
100%. I think the communication throughout, all three phases between, myself, Mark, myself, Kent, anticipating a couple plays ahead. That for sure is definitely more comfortable year two. Just with reps, and then also just, kind of talking those things out in the off season.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, guys.